Hi, Alex Kidman here from Fat Duck Tech, taking a look at Samsung's new range of Note devices, the Note 4, the Note Edge, and the Gear VR, because it's a Note 4 kind of product. All this video was captured at Samsung's Australian launch for these devices, which is why the video is kind of dark, because launch locations aren't really about giving you an in-depth look at a product. They're about hyping that product in a way so you kind of don't look at its flaws, you just look at what's good about it. So these are really just hands-on observations, nothing more, nothing less. On with the show. The Note 4 is an obvious progression to the Note 3. It keeps most of the same style notes, for better or worse. I'm personally not a big fan of the fake leather back style of the Note, but other than that, there's very little to complain about here. It's fast, it's responsive, the S Pen seems a bit better, that high resolution screen's really rather nice. It seems to hold everything together quite well. Australian announced pricing is on the expensive side, but it's a premium smartphone. This just seems to be what you pay for a premium phone these days. I was more keen to get a little bit of hands-on time with the Note Edge because of its innovative curved screen, but I've got to say on first glance I came away a little bit underimpressed. I think it's partially because there's only really a limited subset of what you can do with that side screen, and it seems most likely to me that only Samsung will actually develop apps for it. I mean, that actually seems quite logical. I can't see why competitors would, and while they may get a couple of companies to make a few things for it, it's always going to be that niche product. The pricing is also a little bit problematic. At $12.49, it is the equal most expensive premium smartphone you can buy, and I'm not quite sure that it makes it there, but as I say, that's a very much top of mind observation. I need more time to come to a final conclusion about that. Samsung also showed off the Gear S watch. Now, like a lot of the previous Gear watches, this is a Samsung specific device. You're going to need a Samsung phone to make use of it. It's big, it's really very big, and that's probably going to be a problem for most people, more so than the fact that it's got a kind of cool curved screen or an interior 3G capable SIM. I get the point of those, and I didn't get a huge amount of testing time, but I suspect for a lot of people they're going to want to go for something a little bit more stylish and or perhaps a little bit smaller. Finally, the Gear VR, and here I was a little bit nervous before donning the helmet, and that's largely because I know that I am quite susceptible to motion nausea from these kinds of things. As such, it's probably not a product for me to begin with, but I was curious to see what it could and couldn't do. Bear in mind that the $249 Gear VR, which will be available in Australia before the end of the year, only works if you've already got a Galaxy Note 4, and it doesn't work with the Galaxy Note Edge, which is a bit of a pity as well. The effect is fairly good. I was actually surprised at how genuinely immersive it was, but there were a few challenges. You can't wear glasses, and I'm a glasses wearer. What you actually have to do is take your glasses off, you put the headset on, and you spin a little wheel to adjust the focus to try and get it as close to your eye condition as possible. That's not always going to work for everyone. I found a spot that was okay-ish for me, but it was not in full focus. And again, maybe a little bit more in-depth testing might reveal that. The other thing that I did find, however, was, regrettably, once I took it off, yeah, I was a little bit dizzy, a little bit wobbly, and while you might sit there and watch a movie or play a game on it, not move your head that much, and that might lessen the effect a bit, that's still going to affect a certain number of people. Realistically though, the Gear VR is a niche product because it's only going to work for people who've already bought a Galaxy Note 4. It's version 1, and I suspect in a year or two we'll see version 2, version 3, and it will start to become a lot cheaper and a lot more mainstream, and possibly, hopefully, a little bit less nausea-inducing.